There is a very popular rumor circulating that an asteroid is on collision course with our planet and will strike planet Earth somewhere between September the 22nd through the 28th of 2015 this year. But the question is there any evidence that backs this claim up? And from researching this subject for some time now, at least ever since the rumor has begun to circulate, there seems to be no evidence whatsoever. As a matter of fact, NASA says that it knows of no asteroid or comet currently on collision course with Earth, so the probability of a major collision is quite small, and this is quoted by a NASA spokesperson. And as another matter of fact, no large object is likely to strike the Earth any time in the next several hundred years, and this is according to NASA. Furthermore, if you were to believe that an asteroid is on a collision course with our planet due to strike our planet in September, and NASA maybe is hiding this information or the government is hiding this information, there are several amateur astronomers who would have seen this massive object headed in our direction with some very solid evidence to back up the claim. And the fact is, there hasn't been. So where did this rumor originate from? To be quite honest, I'm not sure. But on the 12th of November 2010, a self-proclaimed prophet, Reverend Efrain Rodriguez from Hatillo, Puerto Rico, wrote a letter to NASA delivering a supposed message from God. In the letter, he said that God wanted to share information regarding an apocalypse with NASA. He says the Almighty God of heaven wants to share this information with you because one day, some time ago, God put the idea in the heart of man, of our nation, to create this agency in order to study the universe that we see with our eyes. And this is according to his letter cited in Veterans Today. In his letter, Rodriguez said God warned of a catastrophic collision between the Earth and an asteroid and massive consequences. He says that God warns the island that an asteroid is coming and will soon be visible in the alarm systems of NASA, and the computer scientists and observers of the world will see it. This asteroid collision is imminent at any time in Puerto Rico, and this is according to this alleged prophet, Reverend Efrain Rodriguez. Rodriguez said that a tsunami rushing at a speed of 400 miles per hour will descend upon Puerto Rico at night and destroy the east coast of US, Mexico, Central, and South America. And as you can imagine, NASA has dismissed his asteroid prophecy. Rodriguez says despite it all, they, and what he means by they is I suppose the government, have planned to save only the rich and powerful who are making plans to store food and build protective shelters. So is there anything else that has fueled this idea that an asteroid may be headed toward our planet in September? The French foreign minister has said that we have 500 days to avoid climate chaos, and he said this at the State Department alongside of John Kerry, Secretary of State. He said we have 500 days to avoid climate chaos. It just so happens to be that 500 days after he said this falls on September, I believe, the 23rd or the 24th, which is about the time this asteroid is supposed to strike our planet. He continues to say, and I know that President Obama and John Kerry himself are committed on this subject, and I'm sure that with them, with a lot of other friends, we shall be able to reach success in this very important matter. So what was French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius talking about, this 500 days to avoid climate chaos? But it is said that he was referring to the next big United Nations climate conference scheduled to open in Paris, France on November in 2015, or in 565 days' time. Very close to what he said about the 500 days to avoid climate chaos. So it doesn't look like there's any reasonable evidence to suggest that an asteroid will be striking our planet in September, but there are some events scheduled to happen in September that is very significant. One of them, and the most significant one, is the fourth blood moon that will occur on September the 28th, 2015, this year. This is the fourth and final blood moon that just happens to fall on a very important Jewish day, Sukkot. Another big thing that is to happen in September is on September the 13th. We will have the Feast of Trumpets, which is a very significant biblical event. And concerning that fourth blood moon, we've seen some very unusual events taking place in the world since the time of the first blood moon. But let's turn, if you will, to Acts chapter 2, verse 20. It says, "The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before that great and notable day of the Lord come." So indeed a very big event could happen in September, but it's very unlikely at this point, according to evidence, that it will be an asteroid impact.